Hello everybody, Mr. Gassick here, and I've got a helper today. This is Casper, and we're going to talk about things that sink and things that float. You would have just watched the story Who Sank the Boat. Casper, was it really the mouse who sank the boat?
No.
No. What would have happened if the mouse got in first? We're going to pretend this is Mr. or the boat from the story. Now, here's the animals. Casper, can you put the mouse, let's pretend the mouse got in first. What's going to happen? Will it sink?
No.
No. Why isn't it sinking yet?
Because there's not enough marbles.
So can you keep putting the marbles in for me? So each time one of the animals, or marbles, got in the boat, it started to sink. So this shows us that adding weight, or marbles, to an object can change whether it floats or sinks. You know there? Maybe put a few more in. So how heavy an item is depends on whether it will float at the top or sink to the bottom. It's starting to sink. Can you see it sinking down? Let's see. We might just put them all in. It might not sink straight to the bottom. Oh, there we go. Has it hit the bottom?
A little bit.
A little bit. Well, if I had some more marbles, there we go. We'd be right at the bottom, so it's starting to sink. So, things that sink or float depend on their shape and what they are made from. That's why very heavy objects, such as big ships, can float. Let's do another example. So, Casper, here, I've got a rubber duck. Doesn't squeak anymore. And I've got paperclip. So, which of these objects do you think will sink?
The duck.
Why do you think the duck will sink?
Because it's heavier.
Ooh, it's bigger.
I mean bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger, heavier. It is heavier. So let's see. We'll put the duck in. Is he sinking?
No.
Now I'll put the paperclip in. This might be a bit hard to see. You might have to tell the people at home. What happened to the paperclip?
It sunk.
It went straight to the bottom, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was smaller than the duck. What's happening with the duck is that the water is pushing the duck up, arrows, and gravity is trying to pull them down. And it's the balance between the push and the pull that decide whether things float or sink. Some objects that sink can be made to float by changing their shape. Did you know that? Oh, okay. Let's have a look at this. What have we got here, Casper?
Some Play-Doh.
Show everyone. What's going to happen to the Play-Doh?
It's gonna sink.
It's going to sink. All right, let's see if he's right.
Into a ball.
Oh, straight to the bottom, isn't it? However, if we change the shape of the Play-Doh, it floats. Let's see. So it's still Play-Doh, but we've just changed the shape, even though it weighs the same. Is it floating?
Yeah.
Can you see that? We might turn it around. So now you can see that the Play-Doh is actually floating on top of the water. So even though it's the same thing, just by simply changing the shape, we can now make the Play-Doh float. It took us a few turns, didn't it, Casper? Yeah, we couldn't get it to float straight away. So, whether an object sinks or floats is determined by two factors: the weight, how heavy it is, or the force of the buoyancy, what's pushing it up. So basically it's that balance that we're talking about between the pulling of the object down and the water pushing it up. So the water is helping the object float. So what's your task for today? What's going to happen is I'm going to put up a link to make some Play-Doh, and Casper and I would like you to have a try at changing the shape of the Play-Doh and making it float. Like we said, it took us a few goes, didn't it? What happened to our first view?
Slump.
They sunk straight away. So don't give up and just keep trying to change the shape to see if you can. Oh, you want to turn? Okay. To see if you can get your Play-Doh to float. Let's see how he goes. Is it going to float? Well, that one didn't work. That's okay. That's why we said we've had to have lots of different turns. So make sure if you're going to do this experiment at home that you have some different, lots of Play-Doh that you can practice with. And don't give up, okay? Good luck, everybody.
You can do it.
You can do it. Have fun.